Hello and welcome back, everybody. Now this video is going to be a special video compared to all the other ones. This is going to be your milestone video. And the reason why I'm making this a milestone video is because basically up to this point, if you watched all my videos and understood the concepts of these last 60 or so videos, you can give yourself a pat on the back, go out and have a good time. Because I believe you can pretty much Google about anything on C++ and understand most of the syntax. But we still got a long way to go. This is not the last video. And essentially, the last video, basically, I said it was a review of classes, but I think we have covered every single thing in just one video that we covered in the last 63 or 4 videos. We covered all the rules of scope. I mean, we've been applying them for a while. We're going to see how those work. We're using functions now. We're using classes and functions together. We're including libraries. This is just normal stuff. And we go back to the main function and we do a couple things here and there. But the other thing that we didn't cover is the header files, and that's just I'll just cover that real quick. And I want to say on the next couple of videos, we're going to be stepping it up a notch. Because we're still not done with classes, I want to teach you how to use classes in a more proper way than the way I showed you here. This is more of the hillbilly version of using classes, what we just learned. But still, you understand the concept of classes, that they are objects, they're custom objects that you can make, and they can be called over and over and over again. You can create arrays of them. So you got characters, weapons, and not just limited to that, but you can make armor. And soon we're going to be learning, when we get to the standard template library, we're going to be learning completely new concepts. And by the way, I'm not going to be going over the preprocessor commands in any of these videos. You can look that up later, because I don't think they're that important. But alright, so some of you think, and I agree with you, that you can have so many classes all on one page and you got a little main loop at the bottom. And so it might be even tough to find this here. So some of you may have got the idea to make header files. And this is just a review to cover the header files. So what I did here, I right clicked on the header files here. I went to add and I went to new item. This time I'm going to click a .h file. And you can watch this in the other tutorial. I'm going to call this weapon.h, and I'm going to add it, and that's it. Now it's here. So notice here I got these tabs at the top, and you've seen these before. You might have been using them. I haven't really been going over them. But I'm going to take my entire weapon class and put it here. I'm going to say Control C. Backspace, just to delete it. I could have used Control X to cut, but I didn't. So here it is now. I'm going to paste it here. Now my weapon class, just my entire weapon class is in this header file, and I'm going to click the Save All. See this save? If I click Save here, it's only going to save my weapon.h, but if I click this multiple disks, it's going to save all these that I have open up here. Then I can close this, but it's still there. Now I can include, by using the include preprocessor command, I'm going to put this in quotation marks, weapon.h. Now I've covered this in watch the header file video. I covered this before, and I can still run this code. And it still compiles. It says there are build errors. Would you like to continue? And it might be because I put this down here. Because remember that this is just the copy and paste of the text. I think I gotta have it below because I use them cout commands, so it's gotta be below the using namespace std. And look, it still runs correctly after I included it below this. Because this, remember, when you run any program, the computer's gonna read this code one line at a time. And this is just the same thing as if I copy and paste the entire text that's right here inside this command. So the order does matter where you include these things, and you may have done that with your class as well, with the character class, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to here, scroll down just a little bit, hold down the shift key, click here, control C, and you do the same exact thing. Right click, add, and I'm going to call it just character. And this is more of a sloppier way to do this, but it keeps it a little bit more organized. Include character.h, it's right there. And if I run this code, and it still runs the same as it did before. And I can close these here, because notice when you actually look inside your project folder, you will see there are multiple H files. And you can even go make a completely different project and still include the H files from this folder if you type in the right directories. But now they're in files though, but this is more of the still more of the sloppier way to do it. And by the way, I mentioned preprocessor a couple times, so I never actually explained it. These are the things, this is the stuff that goes on before your program starts compiling. Before it compiles any other code, it goes through these here. And you can look those up, like the define, the if not defined stuff. But I'm not going to get into that. But you can write some funky macros too. You can start writing macros with that stuff. But basically, what I'm trying to point out in this video is that you don't have to have every single thing on one code. You can have it in multiple files, which is what we're going to be getting into. We're going to be getting into multiple files instead of just using one file. And it makes things easier. So you basically got the basics. That sounds funny. You basically got the basics of C++. If you watched these last videos up till now, from lesson 0 to lesson whatever number this is, 63 or 64. It might change if I insert a video in a couple places here and there. So that's it on this video, and we're going to start getting more formal with comments and implementations, declarations, and this is going to be the way what I'm going to show you in the next couple of videos, or from here on out actually, is the way things are going to be actually presented in a I guess a more ideal environment instead of just the way we've been doing things. But you got the basics down. Congratulations. And we're going to step it up a couple notches, and we're going to essentially learn classes again. But we won't spend as much time as them as we did this time. That was just to get the concept. But we're going to learn how to do the same thing, but in the more formal way. So, congratulations, and I'll see you in the next video.